Hey beautiful soul, it's Jessica Go here. I'm a trauma coach in emotional, relationship and childhood abuse. And what I want to share with you is how can you be successful when it comes to breakup recovery. And I want to share with you my personal experiences and how I was able to overcome it. And I feel this is really important information for you to understand. So here's the thing, I attracted a string of toxic relationships, one after the other, consistently, right? I first attracted a man who was coming out of a de facto relationship and he didn't heal himself from that, right? I then attracted a relationship where it was just friends with benefits, right? And he was not interested in having a meaningful and soulful relationship with me. He just wanted sex and company, and he had deep-rooted emotional issues and blockages. I then attracted a man who was married and oh God, he was probably like the worst case scenario I've ever experienced with a man, where he was just highly dysfunctional, where he was so disconnected with his emotions and he was full of shame. And that was a true reflection of myself. Then I attracted another man and I thought this could be it. He was exactly what I wanted. And he was coming out of an engagement, just 2 weeks after an engagement, and he wanted to date me. And on the fourth date, he ghosted me. And he says that I didn't want anything serious. I could see that you wanted something serious. And he'd never communicated that to me. I had to try and get it out of him through a string of communication over a period of time in order for me to get closure. And so these string of relationships, it took me 3 months to get over it. And when I say to get over it, it doesn't mean that I healed my heartache and the toxicity from that relationship. No, it doesn't mean that I've claimed my sovereignty as a woman, as a soul. No, it meant that I was finding ways to distract myself to find the next relationship, to move on, right? And so I've noticed whenever I do that, I'm always caught up in panic attacks. I felt this immense amount of depression where I couldn't stop crying on public transport, where I couldn't forget about the mania, the illusion, the craziness that I've experienced when a man rejects me. And so it's taken me 3 months every time to get over it. And so my last relationship was the longest relationship, and it took me just 1 month to heal the deep-rooted trauma that I experienced in that relationship and what was triggered from my childhood conditioning. And so this 1 month was so deep that I confronted a lot of heaviness, a lot of victim blaming and shaming about this guy and his mum as well, where I felt attacked and bullied. And it was a deep blessing in disguise, because without this experience of giving myself permission and having the awareness now, being a trauma coach and healer, to confront these fears of my past, of my childhood, where my dad rejected me and he chose pornography, he chose mistresses and hookers over me, right? That heartache wasn't healed until I gave myself the chance to heal it. I was also able to cut cords energetically from that relationship. And this has allowed me to move on fast without looking for another relationship. To just give myself plenty of time to be with myself, to be with my soul, to reclaim my sovereignty. So when the next relationship comes, I am 110% ready and embodied in my sovereignty and show up as my highest self in that relationship and not as the little girl that was heartbroken and wounded. And that was the blessing in disguise that I've learned from all of these relationships, particularly the last, was to realize, whoa, hold on, this is not a man that I've attracted here. I've attracted the little girl inside of me into my life. So I could see that we were clearly not compatible, and I chose to stay in the relationship because it was the first time I felt unconditional love from a man, where I felt his loyalty, where I felt that I could be myself. But I've realized the more I evolved and expand and embodying more of my sovereignty, I could see more and more of him wanting to dim my light, wanting me to be someone that I'm not. And the relationship had to be all about him. And so for me, I've realized this is not what I wanted. I want a man who can support my goals and dreams, who can celebrate my successes with me and not be jealous of me, who can love me for who I am, and he is inspired by my sovereignty as a soul and as a woman, and not see me as a threat in the relationship. I really hope this serves you, that the key point is the more you do the inner work to clear up the pain of heartache, rejection, codependency, unworthiness, the more work you do that, I can guarantee you will no longer experience panic attacks and anxiety around vulnerability and relationships. Since this last relationship, I never experienced a panic attack ever again. It was truly a miracle because I healed myself so fast and so deeply within 1 month. And I'm so grounded. I have no rush into moving on to another relationship. I'm enjoying the time that I have with myself and finding more and more ways to strengthen my self-worth as a woman and as a soul. And I encourage you to do the same as well, to keep healing, to keep gaining awareness. Why is it that you've attracted this particular relationship into your life? How is this a true reflection of yourself? Is it a reflection of your parents, your mum, or your dad? Is it a reflection of the wounded child inside of you? Right? Awareness is key. Then start healing it. Start purging out the pain instead of suppressing it, so you're not constantly attracting toxic people and toxic relationships, because that's what trauma does. If we keep suppressing trauma and we don't do anything about it, our energy keeps contracting. We start to have trust issues. We start to get anxious around intimacy and vulnerability with people and relationships. And so we become a repellent to love, right? And we become open to toxicity and one-night stands and friends with benefits, right? All these sort of things that lowers our self-worth. The other thing is find ways how you can strengthen your self-worth, right? And if you feel that you need more guidance on this, that you need someone to facilitate you in your healing journey to purge out all of your toxicity from past relationships and the one you're going through right now, click on the link below and book a free 30-minute clarity call with myself to see if trauma recovery is right for you. In 3 months, I can definitely say that you will lower the intensity of your anxieties, fall out of panic attacks, really heal from relationship abuse, and find yourself again. Reclaim your sovereignty, embody this divinity that you came here for, right? This is how you can rise in your power. This is how people can treat you with respect. This is how you can strengthen your boundaries to create healthier and conscious relationships and use your voice to express your needs, to express yourself, to express your desires, even if it feels uncomfortable, right? Because that's who you came to be. I hope this serves you, and feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more free content on dysfunctional family dynamics, low self-esteem, sexual abuse, relationship abuse, verbal abuse. If you have questions around this, I will love to create free video content on my YouTube channel. So just comment below if you have any questions or topics that you would like for me to cover. And I hope this serves you. Thank you so much, beautiful soul. Blessing you with love and peace.